Hello everyone, I'm 2D from Gorillaz and I'm joined here with Murdoc, and today we're gonna play on, I don't even know if this is a trend or not, but like a best friend tag, I suppose.
We're not best friends though at all, so frenemies tag, yeah. Or well, I don't know, but
if it's a trend or not, but we're gonna ask each other questions about each other to see if we know the, I guess, correct answer or not, and just sort of a bonding sort of time for us, I suppose, because Russell and Noodle both kind of...
The only reason I'm here is because you had no one else to pick, so...
Noodle was quite busy and
everyone else was taken at the time, so I'm just here instead.
I also feel like maybe they scheduled something just to kind of get us alone, but
they did this on purpose.
We're here now and we're gonna do it. So I'm going to ask you a question about me first, which is, what am I most afraid of?
Well, that's an easy one. You're afraid of whales.
I didn't used to be,
but now you are.
Yeah.
So, out of an incident after you've been swallowed by one, so everyone knows about that. That's pretty self-explanatory.
Yeah, there's some PTSD surrounding it. We don't talk about it. So.
Alright, your question is, what was your first impression of me?
First impression of Murdoc. That's not hard to think about, considering that you literally hit me with a car. So I didn't know who you were at the time. I was just like, oh, someone hit me. So I was quite angry and assumed that
that was crazy. That was mental.
It was mental. Mm-hmm. So I'm like, whoever just hit me is absolutely out of their mind. So yeah, to put it that way, I suppose. I thought he was crazy and I didn't know who exactly he was, but I was very angry.
I mean, you're not wrong.
Yeah. The next question about me is, what's the worst thing that's ever happened to me?
That's ever happened to you?
Yeah.
Worst thing? Being born?
Well, that's not what I would have said, but...
What would you have said?
Oh, there's so many things. Where do I start?
All of them including me?
Yeah. My life slowly, sort of descended.
You should be grateful though. You're famous because of me. You're welcome. Everyone knows who you are. You're in a big famous band, for crying out loud. Aren't you at least a little bit grateful to me about that? Or is it all terrible?
There are some good things that have come out of me for sure, but
you don't like to admit it.
It's hard to distinguish, considering that there's more bad things I'd have to say, like, than good things, as much as I love making music and meeting fans and performing and stuff, but...
All sounds great to me. Living the dream, right?
Sure.
Alright. Your next question is, what is something that annoys you about me? Did we do that one already?
No. Something that... Well, you tend to hit me a lot. And even if I didn't do anything wrong, you just sort of smack me over the head with a shoe or whatever.
It's because you annoy me.
But literally I'll be sitting there reading a newspaper and he just comes over and smacks me for what? Existing? For blinking? For breathing? I never really understood, so I would have to say that's quite annoying. And also sometimes you tend to be overly honest, like brutally honest, and maybe sometimes you need to like dial it back.
I tend to think my opinion is very valuable, so I feel the need to share it with every situation.
Last question would be, what made you most impressed by me?
Well, before I could hear your singing voice, which is pretty nice, which your voice is pretty angelic, not gonna lie. But before I knew that you could sing and play keyboard pretty well, beside all that, the moment after I hit you with my car, right, and then your eye just turned black, completely black. I'm like, wow, that is so cool. So I had to make sure you got another matching set, if you know what I mean.
You took it a little far there, just for a look
Not
that simply could have been done with special effects or contact lenses. You were like, no,
That's not authentic, though.
let's just do
It's not authentic.
just permanent damage to his eyes. That won't be a problem.
Okay, your last question is, what is your favorite memory together? You have to have one.
Let me think. Well, one thing that wasn't too long ago actually was our interview with T-Mobile. That was actually quite fun. We didn't really argue that much during that interview. We were sort of like agreeing on things that we were talking about, and well, it wasn't too bad actually.
Because it was one time we weren't at each other's throats
Yeah.
the whole time.
Yeah, we had like a little spat there for a second, some like a minor
Compared to
disagreement,
the usual.
but like it was overall pretty enjoyable interview to sit through, and you know, actually able to like speak with someone else and not feel like we're making them uncomfortable because of us arguing or something. So I'd have to say that.
It's not a bad one. So now, the very last part of this is we have to describe each other in 3 words. So I'm just gonna get mine out of the way, alright? You are sensitive. I would say overly sensitive, but that's 2 words instead of 1. So I'm just gonna say sensitive. You are, you're a very spacey chap. Kind of out of it.
Yeah.
So in a word, spacey.
Alright.
And then I'd have to say introverted. Which for years I've been trying to break you out of that shell of yours, but kind of getting there, but I feel like off stage you're still very to yourself.
I tend to keep to myself. I'm more so open with Noodle. But
She's like your little sister.
yeah,
so.
she's a good company. However, I've always kind of been like the loner kid that just likes to play video games all day. So, how do I describe you in 3 words? Like, where do I begin? You're violent, and that's enough said behind that. Don't take it as an insult because you know it's true. You know how many fights you've gotten in, even before I knew you. You're quite impulsive. Like, once you have your mind set on something real quick, you go after immediately. You don't spend enough time to think your decisions through, like driving your car through my dad's shop, for example, and giving me permanent damage to my eyes simply for a look, not thinking about how it would affect me in my vision forever. But
and look how great you look because of it. You look so cool because of it.
I look quite terrifying, Murdoc.
It's iconic. Come on.
A third, how else? One more word to describe you would be probably honest. We've mentioned before how you can be brutally honest. Even when we're recording like songs and things, you will not be afraid to tell me that I suck or that something needs to be changed. That has nothing to do with you. You don't do anything wrong.
No.
But yeah, you definitely express your opinion.
It's called constructive criticism.
Whatever you say.
See what I'm talking about? Sensitive. Are we done now?
I think.
Can I leave now?
Yeah, you can leave.
Great.
Thanks for watching this one. can't say it was enjoyable, but was, I guess it could have been less.
Could have been a bigger waste of my time.
Not really doing anything better. I would have just been playing video games all night. But thank you for watching. We appreciate your support and we love you so much, and we will see you in the next video.